Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Faith. This is part 2 of the other vlog that I had already uploaded, which is how I met my husband. So this is just a continuation. Please watch part 1 so that you can understand from there as we move on to part 2. So if you still haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please reach me to 500 subscribers. Please just take a moment and tap on the red button written subscribe, then turn on the post notification bell so that every time I upload you'll be among the first to know. And also I'm putting on this jacket. I know most of you are maybe wondering why I'm putting on a jacket and I'm in the house. It's very chilly in Nairobi right now, so I don't want to catch any cold. That is why I'm putting on this jacket. So I left you at where I had already started talking to babe, and now we were doing this midnight texts and midnight calls. And this other dude whom I left in Eldoret, sorry, we were not in good terms because every time he calls me I feel like he's bothering me, he's boring me. Yes, so, and I'm giving this other person more attention. So what I decided to do, I didn't show him that I was serious. If he wanted to go out, I would go out. If he wanted us to go for lunch, I would go for lunch. So after a few months, this other guy whom I left in Eldoret came back. And the guy was like, Faith, can we meet and talk? And I was, yes, of course we can meet and talk. And he was like, what did I do to you? What happened between us? And I was like, nothing. We just fine. I just think because of the distance, things were not working well with us, but I have no beef with you. There is no problem between us. And the guy was like, okay, then can we start dating again? And I was like, yes. And at that moment, I kept silent for a while, and I was looking at him like, should I just tell him that I met another guy, or should I just date all of them? And guess what I decided to do? I decided to date both of them. Very interesting. So when I was on call with this other guy, let's give them names, X and Y. When I was on call with guy X, who's now my husband, yeah, I used to tell him that my sister is using my phone, or I just used to give some lame excuse. So guy Y used to be very angry all the time. So I decided, why not go and give him a treat? So I went somewhere with him during the weekend and stayed with him. I blocked this other guy so that he could not reach me, because if he could have called, this other guy could have seen. So I decided to continue doing this for a while because I wanted to weigh my options and see who was who and who will stay in this for the long run. So, oh my God, please forgive me. So, one day I was seated with this other guy. By then I used to shave my hair. My hair was short. So I was with my husband at the barbers. And this other guy knew where the barber shop was. So I just told him, just come and say hi, then you go. And I thought my husband was seated outside the barber shop. And this other guy came. And I got out of the barber shop and said hi to this guy. And I told him I'm going to call him later, and he left. So my husband was like, who was that? And I was like, that is just a friend. We went with him with the same primary school, and he bought the lie. Then there were so many incidents of this. I don't know why. I just think they knew what was happening, but they didn't want to talk much about it. There was another day I was in an M-Pesa shop, and I was withdrawing money, and my husband came and he started talking to me, and this other dude also came. Now they used to just come randomly. No one was ever telling me that, Faith, I'm coming the next 1 hour. Faith, I'm doing what? They just used to come. So long as I tell them I'm in the house, I'm relaxing, they come. So he came, my husband, that day. I spoke to him, then I told him to go because my mom is calling me so that I can also talk to this other guy. Then they both left. So when they both left, I just went and stayed in the house, and I was thinking, for how long will I do this? For how long will I do this? So there was a day I called my husband, and I asked him, where are you? And he was like, oh, I'm out with friends. At that moment, it dawned on me that I have feelings for him, because I felt so bad that this time he went out and he didn't call me. And I had heard from another source that he was with another girl. So I got mad, and this other guy was like, Faith, tomorrow I'm going back to Eldoret. If you want, we can go. I called my friend and I told her, hey, another friend of mine, I told her, hey, are you interested in going to Eldoret for a trip? And we went. And I went to have fun. So when I went to Eldoret, this guy, who is my husband, had done something that very rare. Had done something very rare. I don't think any person can ever do this. He gave me his ATM card. So when I went with it to Eldoret, he used to put deposit money in his account. Then I would withdraw and use the money to go out to buy myself things. And at this time, he was like, where are you? And why are you withdrawing my money like that? Because we had already agreed on how the money is going to be used and why the money is there. And I'm like, no, I'm just visiting my auntie in Homa Bay. I'll be back soon. Kumbe, if only he knew. So after the money, he stopped depositing the money, because I think he saw that I was withdrawing so much of his money. So he stopped depositing. So that day I called him and told him, babe, why haven't you deposited money? And he was like, my instincts are telling me that you're somewhere. So you'll just come and find that I've put the money somewhere and I'm going to give it to you. So I left it at that. I was mad. So one day he decided to call me at night when I'm with this other guy. And this guy picked the phone and he was like, hello, why do you keep on calling this phone at this time of the night? And I was there trying to make up so much drama, and I'm crying, and I'm like, why have you spoken to my friend like that? That is not right. Then I took my handbag with a lot of drama and I told him, I'm going out and don't follow me. I called my friend and I told her, let's go out. When I was going out, I wanted to go and talk to this other dude so that he can relax. I was just telling him, no, I'm in Homa Bay. I'm just having fun with my friends. I'll be back tomorrow. So I went to Eldoret town and I had fun. This guy also followed me. And when he followed me, he asked my friend where I am. And so my friend didn't know that there was any problem between us. So my friend was like, she's in the ladies' room. And he waited for me outside there. When I came out, he took my phone and he started texting the guy and telling him, stop calling this phone. So much drama that I put myself through. And if now I look back at all this, I say, I wish I did all this differently. But I had fun doing this, so I don't regret at all. So when the dude started talking to this other dude, they started exchanging words, calling one another. They even exchanged numbers. So I decided that I'm no longer going to do this. In the morning, when I was about to leave Eldoret, coming to Nairobi, there was some lady who called me. She was a house manager to my husband by then, and she was like, Faith, how are you? And I was like, I'm fine. And she told me, have you heard from your husband? And I'm like, yes, I spoke to him yesterday. And did he mention that he was sick? And they told me, no, he hasn't told me that he was sick. Yeah, and she told me, the guy has really been sick, and I hear this and that. They were very close, so he had already told her that there is this chick that he had met and he's interested in. So I think at that time he was feeling so bad because I kept on lying to him back and forth. So I went, packed my things, left this other guy again, came back to Nairobi. When I reached Nairobi, I called him and I told him, can we meet? I took him out so that he can eat. And he was very sick. Actually, he didn't even eat that food. I remember taking that food and giving it to the street children who are around that area. Then we went home and I felt so bad. But that was not the end of me feeling bad. After feeling so much sympathy for him, I took him to hospital, he recovered. Then I started misbehaving again. So one day after recovering, we started going out again. Then I remember I had broken it off with this other guy, and I told him, no, I'm no longer interested. I don't want to see you. And he was like, why don't you want to see me? And I'm like, you have so much drama. I cannot take it. This was just a friend who was trying to contact me. Am I not allowed to have friends? The lies that we give out here. So we broke it off and he left it at that. So after he had finished and came back to Nairobi from Eldoret, on a Sunday morning, I called both of them and I told them, babe, come, and dude, why come? I need to tell you something. And imagine, I don't know what happened. And I was like, I told this guy from Eldoret that I'm going to stay with him for the rest of my life. Then I chased my husband away. And I was like, what happened? I was not in my rightful mind at that particular time. when I made that decision, sorry. So by the way, that was the worst decision I made at that time, choosing this other guy over my husband. Anyway, it had already happened that way. So my husband went and he never spoke to me again, and things just turned out. And he's one guy, when you mess with him or when you tell him something that is heartbreaking, he shuts down. He will never want to talk to you. He'll never want to hear any explanation. So I just left it at that, continued my relationship with this guy for quite some time. Then, I don't know, this guy had so much drama and some childish behavior. So I decided to just leave him for good. And I left him and I went back to my husband and I apologized and we started our relationship again. And he took me back and now I was very serious with him. And yeah, that time I stopped all these games, because even with both of them, there were some others whom I was speaking to, but it was never that serious. So I decided to go back to him. I spoke to him. I explained everything to him, but he has never forgiven me for withdrawing his cash while he was depositing and I was withdrawing. So up to date, that is something I still have to pay for, or rather I pay for it every time. So I decided to stay with him. After deciding to stay with him, we started making things official. He shifted. I used to go to his place, watch movies, stay the weekend, come back home. And I used to get that queen treatment. And that is why I chose him. And that is why I'm praying that God gives us life so that we can spend the rest of our lives together. It was a roller coaster, but we overcame all that and came out stronger. We have met with this other guy before when I'm with this other dude, but we are all grown. We just say hi and pass. And now we are happy and we are living together. So I would like to encourage you, even if you have 2 or 3 or multiple, just one will stay. Despite whatever you do to them, one will stay. But I'm not saying mwende kutesa wanaume watu roho hapo nje. Please, ladies. Hatukuzaliwa hivyo. But just take your time, get to know. I know it is a lot of work and it's a lot of drama, but you love it in the end. And that is how I met my husband. And up to date, we are together and we're still strong. So if you want to hear more of this, or rather there won't be more of this, just if you meet me personally, I might narrate the story to you very well. But that's about it. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you share it. Thank you so much and take care and bye-bye.